Let's start off with the guidance. It said it's withdrawing the guidance until ratification of the contract. I guess that means that its visibility going forward right now is a little obscured.
Yeah, look, they do have a tentative agreement, which in theory would say that the strike's over for them and that the union said the workers will go back, but they have to ratify the deal, and that is a bit open-ended. I think maybe their attorney said there's a bit of risk here, so withdraw guidance because this deal is more than likely to get ratified. It's a very rich deal for workers. But if it didn't, they'd have to go back to the bargaining table. There could be more work stoppages down the road. Unlikely, but I think that's the risk that they're trying to wall off here by withdrawing guidance.
And we're seeing Ford shares down more than 3%, presumably on that pulled outlook. But the numbers themselves for the third quarter, David, are also below the average analyst estimate. EPS, for instance, of 39 cents, missing the consensus estimate of 47 cents. Can you talk a little bit about the timing of this deal that Ford, the tentative deal that Ford has struck with the UAW, and how the earnings report was kind of the internal deadline for the company?
Well, look, I don't think they wanted to be in the position that GM was, where GM's announcing really strong earnings, and then, a couple hours later, the union strikes another one of their plants because they saw all of these profits. Now, in the case of Ford here, the numbers aren't very good.
Yeah.
They kind of missed on EBIT, they missed on earnings per share. All of this was not a great quarter for the company. Their sales weren't that great. GM had a great quarter for sales, so we kind of knew that they were going to have some really strong numbers.
Well, one thing I was interested in, I'm glad you mentioned the miss, but on Model E, I guess basically the electric vehicle portion of this business here, that was a pretty big miss, and I'm wondering what actually drove that, because I thought some of these models, at least they had gotten a lot of attention in the media. Did that not translate into sales?
They've had some downtime with some of their electric vehicles. Production at those plants, they've been pretty successful, but EV sales are slowing down, and they've also had to cut prices to match what Tesla has done.
Yeah.
If you go back and look at Tesla's quarter, their quarter wasn't great in terms of margin. Their gross margins are now pretty much the same as General Motors because they've given away all the pricing that they used to have to keep sales going. So, EVs are becoming a tougher sell as we get to past the luxury buyers who love them into the mass market.